Hello YouTube, it's PaulineJo again, and today I wanted to go ahead and review these two concealers that I actually did pick up at Ulta recently. They are called the Bronx Colors Boosting Hydrating Concealer. I got it in a color correcting concealer color as well as a regular shade of mine. This will be a kind of first impressions video, and let's jump right into the review. I strongly suggest when you do put on concealer to not just put lotion under the eyes, but to actually invest in a under eye cream. This is called the Clinique Moisture Surge. The reason why I like to do my eye makeup first before my face makeup is, especially where we do put our concealer, we tend to get some fallout from our eyeshadows, especially sometimes when you use something with more shimmer or glitter. Definitely recommend to do eye makeup first. That way you don't have to wipe off your concealer after you did your eye makeup just because of the fallout. The first concealer I'm going to use is this color correcting concealer. This one is in green. I chose green because it really helps eliminate the dark circles under my eyes. Just to get a close-up so you guys can see how dark it really is. It's mostly dark right here, not so much over here, but definitely under here. So I like to focus the majority of my concealer right here. When you actually open it up, I discovered that it comes in a wand, which is super handy. You use less tools and it's great for on the go. So first I'm just gonna go ahead and take the green one, and again I'm going to apply it and really focus it in this area rather than out here. I try not to put too much of this one just because I don't want it to mix in too much with the actual under eye concealer. Then going in with my regular color concealer, I'm going to go ahead and put that on top, but I'm going to put that completely all over the under eye area. With a liquid product, you want to tap it on. You don't want to spread it on right away, just to ensure that you have enough product. So I have been noticing with this concealer, as I mentioned before, I did try this one time off camera, that it is very liquidy. You can tell right away that it is watery, which kind of makes it hard to build up because you have to put more than a few layers, but it's totally cool because the trade-off is you do get hydrated under eyes. I am just gonna go ahead and speed up this part so I don't bore you guys. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit more so you guys can see what exactly I did. Again, you want to try to layer it as much as possible so that you don't see the green kind of peeking through, as you can sort of see. Actually, now that I look up close, I realize I have some green on this side. So again, we are going to go in tapping motions. You're not going to quite spread it first. So this is what it should look like if you've done it correctly. Then with this particular sponge, which is by Real Techniques, I like to use the flatter side, and I just like to gently tap. As you can tell by me kind of blending it out, you can still kind of see the green. So I would say that this concealer delivers a medium to sheer coverage, so it's not full coverage. So that's kind of a downer, but I think it delivers a pretty good coverage, but you definitely gotta work it in. So again, as you guys can tell, you can still see a little bit of the green. So going back in with the concealer, just gonna do one more layer. This does blend out beautifully though, so I will give credit to that. Even though it does show up just a little sheer, it does blend out beautifully. And again, I know it does look like I'm like packing on a lot of product, but that is the amazing thing about these sponges is that they really absorb a lot, and it's way cleaner and more sanitary that you use these sponges rather than your fingers. Also, our fingers actually, fun fact, I learned this when I worked at MAC, our fingers have like natural oils on them, so we think that our foundation or our concealer or makeup is blending, but really we're taking off more if we use our fingers. So I highly recommend to use a sponge. Okay, awesome. So as I get closer to the camera, you guys can see after about 10 minutes without talking, it looks like my concealer looks really good. And by the way, I do naturally have creases under here because of my hooded eyes. So if you're wondering why do my eyes look like that, it's not the concealer creasing. It is in fact my natural creases that unfortunately I can't do much about. The only dabbing I do the ends of my transition color up here was really annoying me, so I just decided to just blend it a little bit more. I love blending, it's so therapeutic for me. To go ahead and grab my contour kit, I actually made this during my days at MAC. And these two names I forgot. I think this is emphasized. Can't remember this name right here, but I will definitely be putting it right here. This brush is the Morphe M348. It has kind of like a tapered ending to it, and it's a medium-sized brush. I think it's really great for under the eyes. So what I like to do is just kind of dab into both, then grab my mirror and just lightly dust. Again, you don't want to be spreading stuff, especially your concealer, because you can kind of wipe it off. And then you're going to do it to the other eye. And I don't like to put too much. I also don't like to bake under my eyes. So if you have dry under eyes, just like me, you just want to lightly dust a little bit of your powder, whether it's translucent powder, whether it's highlighting powder, whatever you want to use under your eyes. You just don't want to bake under your eyes because it can really dry your skin out. So that is what it should look like as the final result. The price is very affordable. I actually got this buy one get one half off, and the one concealer I believe was $6 and then half off was $3. So in total with tax, this ran to be about $10, which I think is an amazing steal. I think it really is hydrating. I think it looks beautiful on the skin. One downside that I do see about this concealer is that it is only sold at Ulta, I believe. I do love that this is travel friendly as it has a wand in it already, so you don't need to bring an extra brush. I do wish that there was a variety of more colors with this concealer. I do wish that this concealer came in more deeper toned, friendly colors. I think it only goes up to maybe just a little bit darker than this. So I think that's kind of a bummer. I would say that this concealer delivers a sheer to medium coverage. So unfortunately, it's not full coverage, so I would not recommend this for highlighting, but just to cover up under the eyes or maybe on some blemishes or freckles, I think that this would be a really great pair to invest in. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review as much as I enjoyed trying out this concealer and filming this review.